Good afternoon, Professor Arnell. This is Shelton Sherry for the presentation of the pitch deck for HFT 3392, and this is my pitch deck. My pitch deck is short, however, I'm going to elaborate on what my pitch deck will bring to the table and how I will make it come to life. It's a Society Tea, a tea party. Society Tea is a brand that experiencing on teas and who doesn't love a little tea, you know? So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. Let me just go ahead and share my screen. And this is on my notes, my keynotes on my MacBook. So yeah, let's get started. Okay. All right. Okay. So Society Tea presents the Miami Beach Tea Party. Okay. Oops. Okay. This is the Miami Beach Tea Party. This event is being taken place at the hotel called Los Hotels, and this is the cover. Okay. So this is my site plan. The tea party will be taking place in an outdoor event. It will be taking place at the Lowe's Miami Beach Hotel that's located off of 66 and Collins in Miami Beach. The reason why I choose Lowe's Hotel is because they have a beautiful scenery outside, as you can see here, with this little picture here on the left. They have beautiful scenery. The sun is always shining, and it's Miami Beach. So who doesn't like to, host their events in Miami Beach, As you can see, I chose this location because, of course, it's an outdoor event, but they also have a lot of spacious spaces in the event. Their function of area, their square feet is 9,162. And then if you look over here where it says the reception, this is the capacity that it can take up to 600 people. More slightly 400 to 600 people, and so on. Their banquet hall, which is like over here. Their banquet hall is over here, like by the fountain in this area here, and also at the St. Mont's lawn. It's up to 120 all the way up to 300. And again, I chose this location is because, getting there, being in the scenery is an experience of comfort, and the style, it's a vibrant art. And I love their deco. So it's very iconic and very oceanfront. So this is the site plan. Again, I'm gonna use this site plan to elaborate on what stations is being gonna be taking place. Okay, so if you look over here in number 13, we're gonna start here, number 13. That's where the venue is gonna be taking place. So our tables, our layouts, food setup and everything is mostly gonna be taken up here. These tents here are the little stations. Okay, so we're gonna have like it's gonna be like a COVID area station. We got our hand sanitizer station, we got our free masks. We want to keep everything nice and COVID free. Over here, if you look at number 7, we have our restrooms here. So there's 2 over here. Okay, and then there's one more over here. So the men's room, men's room over here, and I'm sorry, the women's room over here, and then the men's rooms over here, just in case, everyone, like the main event will be taking place at number 13. And then in case they want to walk around and enjoy the decor of the hotel, like for example, some people admire the fountain because Los Hotels have a beautiful fountain here. And so that's where it's going to be taking place. As you can see, the gray part is the hotel. So when attendees enter, they have to go through the hotel. Okay, there is valet parking available. There is no parking in Miami Beach, unfortunately. No self-parking is what I mean. So everyone will have to valet, okay, which is only like $5 will compensate, from the hotel and stuff. And they enter through the hotel, and then they come out here. And after number 8, they go straight to number 13. All right. Let's see. Okay. So this is the Site T production schedule. I'm just gonna go ahead and go over it. Just give you a little brief sharing on it. So, the tea party is on a Saturday. It starts at 12 noon all the way to 5 p.m. All right, that's the time the tea party starts. So before that, what I did as a producer, I want to make sure everything gets set up that early morning. There's no room for last minute. So we want to go ahead and get started on that. So at 9:30, I have Jose Fernandez who comes and set up the floor panels, because the Los Hotels, their outdoor floor is beautiful, but it's concrete. And if I go back onto the picture here, it's grass here. There's some grass there. If you look at the picture right here, that's what we see. So we're gonna install some floors, some hardwood and floors, so that way it will be it'll be more efficient. Um we want to make sure the theme match itself. It is a tea party. However, we wanted to give Alice and Wonderland with a little bit of Miami scenery. So I feel like the floors would be a better touch, a hardwood marble floor. Okay, and they're easy to lift up. All it is just he's just gonna install it. It's easy to lift up. It's nothing too difficult and stuff. Um, at 10 o'clock, we have our production staff that reports to the backyard of it, and they do a little pre-chef meeting. So I have Ashley Diaz, Cody Dash, and Rona Becker. They're going to be the one that's going to, look over the catering part aspect and the musician part aspect. So that way, everything go as planned. And then they're also helping out with the scenery as well. At 10:30, I have the catering staff report time. So Exquisite Catering, the gentleman name is Robert. Robert is the CEO of Exquisite Company. Exquisite Company is located in North Miami. They have great food. They have great appetizers and stuff. So I felt like that was I feel like that was a good feel to that. Um, let's see. And yeah, so and just to give you an overview, the appetizers are croissants, scones, a baguette with butter, and a macaroon, and also crab cakes, just in case anyone wanted seafood and stuff. Now, if you're allergic to seafood, like we won't give you crab cakes, but crab cakes are nice and small and they give you a nice little touch. And of course, everything's gonna be served tea. So it's a tea party, tea and water. We want to, keep it that way. Um, for the tables and chairs set up at 10:30, KG Party Rental LSC Santiago will come in and have his crew install the tables and the chairs. Now, these tables and chairs, they are rented. Okay, and if you look at my vendors list, you'll see the percentage for that. You'll see a price for that, and so on. For our composting and recycling setup, is going to be I'm in charge of that. Only because I want to keep the tea party also a sustained environment as well. We are surrounded by water, grass, and the sun. So we wanted to make it a little more eco-friendly. And if I go back on, let's see, if I go back on my site plan, we do have recycling stations. So we'll put them here, one right here. We'll put them, let's see, one against the wall here, and also at number 3 as well. Again, we want to keep this organization real clean. We want to make it eco-friendly. Next at 10:45, we have our event decoration that's going to be complete by Erica. Erica is the one that's going to be setting up the decorations along with the production staff. Again, our theme was to match Alice in Wonderland prior to our beginning and our model here, So we want to make it nice, floral, elegant, spring. And so we wanted to keep it, color coordinated, and very matchy. Let's see. At 11 o'clock, we have our AV tech. Steven is going to come in and set up a microphone and set up a little stage, which is that's why I wanted to include the little floor with Jose. So Steven is going to do a test run on the microphones. He's going to do a test run on the, audio, just making sure that everything is, up to par and equivalent. And yeah. Overview, last minute touches. It's just, as you can see, there's a gap between that only because I wanted to overlook and do some last minute touches. Now, this is where I communicate with my production staff and we do one more little touch. We want to make sure that everything is, nice and clean. Anything that's dirty, you get a little rag, hot water, dip it, boom, 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 and make sure everything is nice and polished. Okay, so this is a tea party. So we want to make it nice and floral as a tea party. And I love tea parties. Let's see. Okay, so Erica is in charge of having the check-in supplies and stuff, such as utensils, the boss for the flowers, little accessory tablecloth and stuff. Now I put move bags in the check-in supplies only because Los Hotels, they have a supply closet which is located at number 4 here. And with that being said, so whatever we have that's check-in, like bags, because these our contractors are production staff and people, they're going to have little bags, so we want to make sure we move anything that's lying in the aisles. We want to make sure we move it there into that storage unit and just keep it there. And thank you, Lowe's Hotels, for holding that for us. At 11:20, all staff is on duty. Okay, at 11:20 as well, musicians arrive to do a setup. The vendor that I got here is from Innocent Strings LLC. Okay, they're a great company. They mostly do weddings and private parties, so it's mostly an orchestra, violinist, and they also have a vocalist. At 11:20 as well, we have our photographers that arrive, which is Jerome and Eddie. So with the photographers, they're going to come in, they're going to take pictures of the scene, just like how you see at the beginning. And so that way we can post this on our Instagram and our page. And they're also going to get pictures of the attendees too, as well. Which I was going to recommend a photo booth as well, but I wanted to keep this tea party nice and simple and very sociable. Okay, at 12, we have our guest checking in station, which is located here. At number 8, we're just gonna put a little guest check-in and so on. So when the attendees arrive, all they have to do is provide their name and stuff. They get a little wristband, and then they get to enjoy the tea party, And the dress code is formal, just to let you know. So we do have our little mini fans as well. We provide them too. So at 12:05 the event begins. Okay. At 12:05 the event begins. At 12:10, that's when we have our refreshments and our appetizers that are going to be served directly to our attendees. Okay. So again, our appetizers are croissant, a baguette, macaroons, crab cakes. Okay. And then we also have some other appetizers, some small appetizers, such as a grilled cheese, which is like a little triangle with a little tomato soup on the side, just dip, and little scones as well. Our refreshments is only tea, so tea and water. What type of tea we provide when they walk in, which is mostly green tea. Green tea is really good, or if they don't like green tea, they have the option to have sweet tea or unsweet tea. Okay. Our guest speaker will arrive at 12:25. Okay, and our guest speaker is the founder of Social Teas. Okay, her name is Ashley, and Ashley will elaborate on what's the purpose of having the tea party. And also, I just want to give you guys a feel as well. The purpose of this tea party is for sampling taste of tea. So again, everybody loves tea, so why not have different type of brand of tea, such as Lipton, Japanese green tea, Japanese black tea, regular tea, American tea, British tea, all these type of teas that we're gonna have served. And it's just like if you're going to a wine testing place, I'm sorry, a wine tasting. It's just like that. So it's a tea tasting. So you know which tea is great, you know, which tea is good for, you know, book club or a little get together, a little party or holiday party, you know, because again, everybody loves teas. um, and so let's see. Oh yeah, and then at 3 o'clock, from 3:30, we have our social hour and our free cocktail. So we have our mimosas that's gonna go on into play. If not mimosas, we have our other cocktails, which is our mojito cocktails. And we're very limited on the alcohol. This is not like we're not trying to get everyone intoxicated, but we are trying to make everyone get social and do an icebreaker. At 4 p.m., 4:30, we have our Tea Party board games, which is sponsored by Amy. Okay, Amy is the one that's doing the check-in as well, which is our second production assistant. So Amy is in charge of the Tea Party board games, which is really simple and really fun. And then there's also mostly some DIYs. At 5 p.m., the tea party's over. Our attendees are leaving, you know, socially they're leaving. And so we have our cleanup crew, which is DM cleaning crew. You will also see that in my vendors list. They're going to clean up, they're going to pick up whatever's, you know, lying around and stuff. The catering, like exquisite catering, they're going to do their breakdown, they're going to break down the tables, and then they're going to, you know, gather all their materials and items. Also with me, our recycling compost cleanup. I'm in charge of the cleanup. You know, making sure that glass is not with the plastic is not with the glass, and you know, et cetera, et cetera. And after 5, you know, they're gonna do the breakdown and stuff. And yeah, and that is the end of my production schedule. Okay. So this is my vendors list. And again, I'm gonna go over my vendors list here. So here at the top, again, I have my production assistant, Erica. Our I'm sorry, J&E Visions, which is Jerome and Eddie, they're the photographers. And if you look closely here, you could see their overall rates, okay, which is 5 stars. Our facilities and stationery, which is DM cleaning crew here, which their job is to do housekeeping with the event. So after the event is done, that's when they come in. And if you look at the bottom too, majority of the vendors they have a total cost. So this is how much we pay them. So that way, you know, no work is free. So we want to make sure that this is very cohesive, effective, and you know, put in play. Jose Fernandez, which is our conception event. It says entertainment, but it was mostly, so this was supposed to be like a contractor part of it. So I do apologize on that. But as you can see, I did put a price for him, and he's building extension. Showtech Inc. Showtech Inc. is Steve R. Moore, which he was in charge of the AV and the visual, the audio and the visual for the event. Innocent Strings LSC at the bottom. The only person I got in contact with when I contacted this vendor was Jody K, and she was really nice. And they're located in Miami Beach, so they were a little difficult to get in contact with, only because they only do private events and weddings. This was not a wedding, however, this was a private event for a tea party. So they did look out for us, so we really did appreciate them. Over here on our right is we have our second production assistant, which is Amy Lewis. Okay. KJ Party Rental, which is the guy name was Santiago. And if you look on the bar here, you know, this was his rate, and also it should only provide for tents, rental chairs, and tables and stuff. KG, just want to elaborate on KG Party Rental LSC. This is a local brand that do rentals. They only do rentals for birthday party, but I was able to talk them into lending us to rent you know, just chairs and tables and foldable tables. And then we have Exquisite Catering from Robert Santos, and we appreciate his crew coming in and doing the catering part, which was very important because no tea party, you can't have no tea party without having like appetizers and little mini food and stuff. And then our last vendor was our guest speaker. Her name was Martha Singer. Okay, and she's the founder of Social Tea. Social Tea is a brand, it's an upcoming brand that's willing to start their own tea, and they wanted to do an outcome on their pitch deck. So the experimental brand activation. This is my favorite part of the project, honestly, only because no tea party, our tea party couldn't be a normal tea party. I wanted to make everything simple, when they walk in, such as the venue, everything color coordinated match, but I also did wanted to give a wow factor. And I believe these were our wow factors. So we have some of our production staff, dressed as, the bunny from Alice in Wonderland, just to give it a feel, we had our sponsorship with Lipton Tea, and Lipton Tea is all over the place. They're known for their best tea. It's an up and running company for more than 10 years. And so I was really appreciative that we had Lipton Tea there, so that way everybody knew that, okay, we know what type of event this was. Obviously it's tea party tea, so we wanted to keep it with the theme. Here we have one of our guys here that's handing out samples of the tea, because again, during the kata hour we were providing sampling teas. So we had our Japanese tea, we had our British tea, we had our American tea, and we had our we also had a Russian tea, which was okay, but we didn't know that Russia made tea, so and so on. So yeah. Okay, and then this is our map sponsorship. Kind of got lost in this one, but I hope this was very informative. So for our national entrepreneurs, when it comes out to a map, we wanted to provide like, this is an example, but we wanted to provide like what our opportunities would be if we were to give out our teas and stuff. And then on our next upcoming event, we wanted to do a webinar sponsor, give out recognition. We wanted to do annual tickets and stuff. For our next upcoming event with Social Tea, because this is our first event in Miami Beach, we wanted to see we want to see a difference into if we were to do it virtually. We wanted to see if we wanted to do it at at FIU, hopefully, and so on. So this is just our sponsorship opportunity, so we wanted to give it to the future. Okay, and that concludes my pitch deck on the Social Teas Presents Miami Beach Tea Party. This is what I provided. This is my dream concept idea. Yes, I do know it was short, simple, but I wanted to keep it very broad and modern and very cohesive. And I hope you enjoy this presentation, Professor Arno, and you have a great day.